most of us have suffered from brain rot because everything in the modern day is designed to destroy and decimate our attention span. And the solution to that is extremely simple. It is two things: meditation and dopamine detoxing. It's the fastest way to actually fix your brain because we already know, right? We already know that scrolling and everything, the food we eat, the games that we're playing, all of these things destroy our attention span, wreck our dopamine. So, what is the counteracting to that? At least try and balance the scales, right? If you are really weak, you'd want to get strong. And it's the same thing, right? You need to meditate because meditating literally increases the amount of gray matter in your brain, which is like literally increases the size of your brain. And so many people, I hear them say this here, and I think it's so silly when they say this. They say, "Oh, my mind is too hectic to meditate. I can't just sit there and be still." Well, don't you think that's a part of the problem? Don't you think that that's why you need to meditate? It's like me saying, "I was too skinny to start the gym because I'm too weak to lift any weights." No, retard. Me being skinny is the reason I need to go to the gym to develop the strength. And it's the same thing with meditation. And dopamine detoxing is just another tool that you can use to unrot your brain and increase your attention span. But meditation is a single, I mean, I've had hundreds of hours of meditating. I stopped tracking it now, but I had over a 500-day streak. That's almost 2 years of meditation straight every single day. When I was tracking it, I had over around 400 hours of meditation logged. Now it's a part of my daily routine. It's something I literally do every single day. And instead of when I'm in a queue or when I'm bored, sitting there scrolling on my phone immediately, I might do this if I'm in a hospital for hours, sure. But I'd always at least do 10 minutes of meditation. If I'm standing there in a queue, I'm sitting there meditating, because the difference between meditation and the gym is the gym, you work your muscles and they can get fatigued. There's pretty much like no limit to how much you can meditate, which means there's no limit to how much you can train your attention span. And what's the biggest asset in today's world? Your attention. Because if everyone else can't focus, if your competition can't focus, and you can be locked in and you can be extremely focused, you don't think you have a massive edge over everyone else. So I don't understand why so many people, maybe they're not particularly against it, but they just have a copium. They say it's not for me, it doesn't work for me. Well, I just think that's silly. It's like saying going to the gym doesn't build muscle for me, honestly. And at the end of the day, if you're one of them people, just understand your competition is getting ahead because they're doing this. Maybe a bunch of the average people don't do this, but I'm talking about once you reach the top 10%, top 15, 10% of people, they're all on self improvement now. We're all going to the gym, we're all doing these things. So how can then you progress faster than these people, right? Because life is a competition, and that's the basis of life. Everything you want in life is competition. So it's not this type of vanity thing of you're trying to, see other people, not like an ego or vanity thing where you're trying to like kick other people down or anything like that. But in the pursuit of life, you just want to be the best version of yourself possible. And naturally, we're comparing ourselves to other people all the time because, like I said, the girl that you want, you're competing with some guy you don't know who's a random guy. You're competing with him. The job that you want, for example, right? Whatever that may be, whether you're, even if you want to be an influencer, you're competing with all these other people, right? And so you need to then have the mindset to be the best version of yourself as possible. How can you do that? How can you do that if you can't even focus? If you had unwavering focus, if you could focus better than anyone else, you can get more things done. You can get more yield from every single hour that you've worked because there's only a certain amount of hard work you can put in. Even if you worked 24 hours a day, which is impossible, but let's use that as a thought experiment. If everyone was working 24 hours a day, what would be the next thing that then puts you above them, right? That gets you ahead of the competition? It's going to be the things that within the hours that you're doing, you can do more than they do, right? Well, how can you do more than someone? You be more focused. And how do you be more focused? You meditate. So, what meditation can you do, right? The meditation that I do every single day is literally just focusing on your breath. Go right now on YouTube, meditate, and just go 5 minute meditation. I think it's declutter the mind, right? Great videos, completely free. It's all on YouTube. Basically, you go through these videos and it just listens to what it says, and that's how to meditate. It's very, very simple. Most people have the wrong idea, wrong perception of meditation. They say, oh, I can never clear my mind. The point is to never have a clear mind. Even through all the hundreds of hours I've meditated, it's been very, very rare that completely from start to finish I've had a zen mind, right, with no thoughts. The point isn't to have no thoughts. You actually train your focus. The meditation loop is you have these thoughts, you focus on your breath. Now, in focusing on your breath, you'll become focused on it, but then naturally a thought will pop into your mind. And then that's the point where you then need to just acknowledge that, okay, I'm thinking of something, and reframe your focus back onto your breath, and do that in a cycle over and over again. Most people think because they're getting these thoughts, and it can be very overwhelming, but most people think because they're getting these thoughts, they're doing something bad, they're doing meditation wrong, and it doesn't work for them. Not understanding, no. Every single time you have a thought and you refocus your breath back on, sorry, you refocus your attention back onto your breath, that's one rep. That's you getting stronger. That's you going, okay, my focus is thinking of this, 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 and this. Let me go back to my breath, right? And you'll notice so much about yourself. So that's one way, but sorry, that's why how to meditate. Use this app called Balance. It's the one that I use, and I think they give you actually like a 6 month or a 1 month or something free trial to the premium version, which I would recommend getting, because that's actually where I learned loads of different meditation techniques, and like having loads of different tools, you can then use it in different ways in your life, right? And that's the app that I used, where I believe they give you a free trial, but even if they don't, it guides you through the meditation so simply. But there's so many resources out there. You just have to find them. You just have to be proactive. Those are the two that I used. The other one is box breathing, which is 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 second exhale, 4 second hold, and the cycle of that over and over again. And it's actually a little bit more difficult than it seems at first, but once you get used to it, again, it just gives you so much clarity and trains your focus, right? So this has just been a quick one today. If you got some value from today's video, make sure you hit the like button. If you want me to make more videos like this, comment what you want to see next. I know it's generic and I should have a better thing to tell you to comment on, but whatever. Anyways, until the next one, peace.